All right, good evening. It's Gray Matter. I'm doing this again, another repeat in the cycle. You're wondering what it is that I'm talking about. So before I even get into all this, I'm gonna go back. It was December the 25th, I believe. It was literally on Christmas when I was going through my Facebook, and I've been seeing a lot of images and propaganda, because that's exactly what it was. It was propaganda of H1N1 cases. They're gearing you mentally for another pandemic, essentially. You know, U.S. confirms first severe bird flu case in Louisiana. You got California declaring a state of emergency in response to bird flu outbreak. This article came out on the 26th, the day after the 25th. But apparently Newsom declared this on the 18th of December. Now, listen here, me personally, because I wasn't even going to do a video on this, but then other people started doing videos on this. This came out 7 hours ago. All right. I don't know this man. I never met him. But he's been discussing the issues going on in America. And even he brought it up about the biolabs in Ukraine and all of the diseases that they were cooking up in these laboratories. They brought up Bill Gates. I've also personally been talking about Bill Gates. AFP will tell you that Bill Gates isn't trying to do anything dealing with the bird flu pandemic, but they already made a statement about H1N1 vaccines. So not only are they planning a pandemic at the cusp of Trump getting in office, but they're also talking about vaccinations for this. I'm not even afraid. I'm just tired and annoyed at this point, because they're trying to do COVID but worse again. And it's ironic because I said this to one of my followers that I don't think that they're going to do another shutdown, but that was because I really don't know. Like, I'm gonna be honest, because they can plan something, but those plans can be stopped. There's a lot going on right now. There's a whole military operation going on at the moment, and I've kind of been keeping quiet on that because revealing too much information. Not everything needs to be said right away. I'll just say that. But I'm gonna play this video real quick, and then we're going to get back to what it is I'm talking about.
And I want you to listen to what they are saying they're planning.
Concerning new CDC report on the first severe human case of bird flu in the U.S.
They're calling it a bird flu. December the 27th.
Show mutations that could make it easier for this virus to spread from person to person. Now, right now, there's no evidence it's been passed along to anyone else, and the CDC says risk to the public remains low. But
and keep in mind, this is CNN. These are one of the newscasters who were pushing nothing but fear during the last pandemic. So anything to get you afraid, they're going to put out, and they do it for numbers. So keep that in mind as well. I'm not saying don't take it serious. I'm saying that they may exaggerate some stuff.
Experts warn a single mutation like this could potentially lead to another pandemic.
Russia's Ministry of Defense has released a statement revealing the murky activities of the United States military. The ministry says that Washington's Office of Pandemic Preparedness and Response Policy searches for virus mutations to then use them to further its own interests.
Do you see that?
As in 2019, the United States began preparing for a new pandemic by searching for virus mutations.
Could make COVID look like a little pandemic, which was quite a large.
I love how they cut out COVID. So they're saying that the bird flu death rate is 50% now, according to Cuomo. And if this is Governor Cuomo we're talking about, it's the same man that stuffed a bunch of old people in an old folks home to get them to pass away due to COVID. They gave them no treatment. They gave them no proper treatment. I've already talked about how doctors and their medical malpractice led to many deaths as well in the past dealing with COVID. But we're not talking about COVID now. We're talking about bird flu.
I mean, is that really the case?
Yes, Brian, I really do think it's very likely that we will at some time, it's not a question of if, it's more of a question of when we will have a bird flu pandemic.
When we will have it.
And as you mentioned,
you know, I'm getting sick and tired of this. They did this last time Trump got elected as well. They said that there was going to be a surprise pandemic during the Trump presidency. This is why I'm saying that these people need to be arrested. This is why I said that Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, all these dudes cooking up all this nonsense in these labs, they need to be taken care of. And they need to be taken care of today. Those pardons that they're talking about doing are unconstitutional pardons. By law, they can't do what they're doing. They're going against the Nuremberg Code. They've gone against, they've committed so many crimes against humanity. It's not even funny. And now they're planning on doing it again. You think it's for money, it's for population control. I mean, they're going to get a bunch of money out of it, but they want to kill you. I've been saying this. You mocked and laughed at me in the past. Now other people are saying this. So we're just gonna keep going. Let's keep going.
Bird flu has, when it does enter humans, has a significant mortality, probably somewhere between 25 and 50% mortality. So it's going to be quite complicated. Once the virus gains the ability to attach to the human receptor, and then
once it gains the ability to, you think they're not trying to make this happen? You think they're not trying to do it? Like, see, I can't even find the articles. I looked up the articles and all I get are fact checks. It's what they did the last time. Only for everything that we've said to be true. Just saying. They call it conspiracy theories. These are not theories. They're not. At this point, something needs to be done. I have a solution, but I'm gonna get to the solution in the end of this all. Give me a second.
The virus gains the ability to attach to the human receptor, and then go human to human. That's when you're going to have the pandemic. And as I said, I think it's just a matter of time.
See, they're already planning it, folks. Here, can I pause it there, son? So they're already planning it. That's what he said. It's not about if, it's when. And it will have a 50% kill rate, more than COVID. Do you, folks? They're planning this, and I told you it will happen in Europe first. They're warning you of what they're doing, and the little doctors and all these guys are saying, oh, and they're talking about bird flu. I said it's some kind of virus that's yellow. It looks yellow, and it's airborne. It's an airborne virus. This is what the Lord showed me.
And this is the thing. Keep in mind, he's also a prophet. He goes into what God shows him, saying it was an airborne virus. Look, me personally, I don't care what type of virus it is. Things need to be done. That's the point I'm getting at. CDC severe bird flu cases. 65 human cases of bird flu confirmed in the U.S. this year. You get there. Here's the fear mongering. This is the propaganda to build you up to it, to prep you for those lockdowns, to prep you so that they can essentially destroy your business, destroy your finances, and all of it. If they succeed with this, then that, you know, that doom and gloom with the Great Depression and our finances, everything, then that will happen if they succeed with this. Because then the American economy will be destroyed effectively. We're at the cusp of things right now. What happens now is what's going to determine later. You know, and I'm gonna back out of this because we're going on into all this fear mongering. You know, it's the last days. Jesus is coming back. Not denying that. I'm not denying any of that. All right, I'm not here to tell people what to believe, but what I am going to explain to you when dealing with this stuff is that there is a cause and effect to all of this. Things don't just happen out of nowhere, and things can be prevented and or delayed. Instead of worrying and fearing, action needs to take place. That's why Trump's in office right now. That's why Trump's in office. Is more than just prayer. Like, I'm not against prayer, but your works, what you're doing right now, things need to happen. All right, you need to contact the right people. Okay, what we should have been doing, especially during the time of COVID, we should have never complied. We should have never have complied, but you complied, and we allowed them to run over us. So we've allowed them to fill us with fear. We've allowed them to kill off our family in these hospitals with the malpractice that they were doing. We allowed them to push these vaccines on us. We allowed this. All of it. We've allowed this. Now, because they got away with it the first time, they're trying to do it a second time. Same people that were behind the first pandemic that ruined our economy are the same people behind this. And people have been urging Trump and a lot of other people to get rid of these people. Straight up. They need to be tried. They should have been in Gitmo. They should have been getting the almost said electric chair. They need that too. They should have been getting the firing squad. They should have been getting tried for crimes against humanity. It should have been happened. But we stayed back. And of course, the people of America are sheep. They don't even know what's going on. And then when someone tells them, they scoff at them. They mock and laugh at them. You know, delete them on Facebook, all that nonsense, even though that person was sent to help you. Now, you know, we're crying in fear, you know, wanting Jesus to come back. Like, you won't do nothing to help protect the country. You won't do nothing to get people to, like, I'm talking about what I've been seeing on Facebook. We tell you what needs to be done and you pass it off as conspiracy theory. When COVID was going on, folk really thought that it was an act of God. They really believed that God was punishing America. When really this was an act of people. This was an act of man trying to kill people because they wanted to play God. Get what I'm saying? And then they turn around. Oh, Jesus is coming back soon. He is. He's coming back. We don't know the hour of the day. It could be tomorrow. It could be 1,000 years from now. We don't know. But what are you going to do while you're here? That's the question I'm asking. What have you done to prevent these people from getting away with the nonsense that they're getting away with? We're talking about repenting. And I've explained this before, and I've learned this from others in their studies. But bottom line is, and it's for the people that believe in Jesus. If you don't believe, I can't force you into anything. All right. But I do believe God is real, and I believe that his signature is in all creation. I'm just going to be blunt here. But when discussing being saved, and we're talking about changing, you know, from your works, from your wicked ways. Listen, as long as you're in this physical body, you're going to sin. That is a fact. There's nothing you can do about it. Is the day you die and you're finally free from this cursed world, you won't be sinning no more. You ain't gotta worry about it. But while you're still here, there's going to be sin. That's why Jesus had to die in the first place. All the works that y'all talking about doing and all the things that you put on your own shoulders to try to get yourself into heaven, that work's been done already on the cross with Jesus. That's very evident. It's all throughout the book of Hebrews. But we still put it on ourselves, and you know what you need to do and what your works are like, and what I do compared to, like, stop. All that boasting and puffing your chest out ain't gonna do nothing. It ain't gonna do nothing for you. You're just as sinful as I am. It is what it is. Your faith is supposed to be in Jesus alone, and that's what gets you saved. Nothing else. You could stop drinking, you could stop fornicating, you could stop doing all that, but if you don't believe, ain't nothing happening for you. If you actively rejecting the gospel, it's not going to happen for you. This is for the people that actually believe. Now, with that being said, because I want to get into the fact that faith without works is dead, as far as things that you're praying for. You know what I mean? Because you need to understand context. We're praying for change, but we're not doing anything to have a change. We're not doing anything to create a change. We're allowing these evil people that we've put in power and allowed to be in power to run all over us. Which is why we're dealing with what we're dealing with now. That's the blatant fact. You could do all this praying and everything, but as long as you allow these people to do what they're doing, you're going to keep suffering. You're talking about the Antichrist and him, you know, and the spirit of the Antichrist and all the works going on in the world. Well, look what's happening. Did you even believe the message that was coming to you when it was told to you? No, you didn't. You ain't believe none of it. And a lot of the Christians were saying that Trump was the bad guy, even though he was put in office for a reason, to deal with these people that we're dealing with now. So, with that being said, and this is an old website actually, I've sent letters through this in the past. You can contact Donald Trump. Yes, this is real. In fact, some of the things that I've presented dealing with the pandemic, etc., Trump is actually addressed. Not saying that it was because of me, but we have a way to voice our concerns, because Trump isn't like those other, you know, politicians. This ain't politics for him. He genuinely wants to do something. Am I saying put all your faith in Trump? No. But here's something you can do. Contact him. Point this stuff out. Voice your concerns. You think that something's going on, something's weird? Here you go. Get the DOJ in on it. And whatever you do, do not comply if they're trying to do another shutdown. I'm just going to be blunt. Don't let them fearmonger you and get you into doing, you know, something stupid that's going to cost you everything. Because if you remember with COVID, they told you that, you know, a bunch of people were going to die with that too. They had big numbers, big charts, big everything. They had the models set up. They was saying it was going, they was talking like it was going to be biblical. Like it was going to be a horrific plague. And then you find out that you had a 99.98% survival rate. And they were trying to keep that on hush. It ain't killed like they wanted it to. Oh yeah, the news about Ukraine should have been out. That's been confirmed, but it's going to become mainstream. The reason why Russia was out there was because of the biolabs and the child sex trafficking that's been going on in Ukraine. Once again, these are not theories. Anyway, I'm done ranting. I was going to do a Virtua Fighter 2 video and then probably make some music and then maybe go to bed. But then this happened. I was reframing from this video, but this is very necessary because now other people are bringing this up. And at this point, it's serious. It's serious when you're hearing multiple people talk about the same thing that you were thinking about talking about, but you weren't going to do. Because I wanted more evidence. I wanted more of this. I wanted more of that. Fuck all that, man. It needed to be said. So I'm going to leave this in the description. And yeah. See what happens. Peace.